Welcome back to the DFS Deli on a cold and crisp Saturday night in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm the proprietor of this delicatessen, Sully Ali Shaheed, and of course, joined by my main cast, my main crew, Baker, Chill. Welcome to the Contrarian Show. Welcome to the secret menu where we break down the plays to get you to the top of your tournament leaderboards. How are you guys doing tonight? Chill, what's up?
I'm doing pretty good. Got second in the volleyball tournament tonight, so I can't really complain. Just ready to talk the football, and that new intro music was kind of hype. You know, Baker and I heard it here for the first time as well. So I think I'm ready to run through a wall. So let's dive on in.
Just ready to run through a wall and bite some kneecaps like Dan Campbell. I like that. Bake, why are you nodding your head in disapproval? What's up, bro?
That music sucked.
First of all, you suck, okay?
I'm perfectly fine with that. That music and me have something in common. We both fucking suck.
No, that's disrespectful.
I'm a disrespectful dude. You know this.
So you saying that intro music came in like
surprise, motherfucker?
Kind of caught you off guard a little bit? Is that what you're trying to say?
You were just looking for a situation to drop that soundbite, weren't you?
I needed to. I mean, I got to test out my soundboard. So, you know, I got to keep the old classics in line and just sprinkle in some new stuff for everybody. So, but yeah, Saturday night, killed it into Sunday morning. Hopefully you guys are waking up to the DFS Deli, probably enjoying a nice London game with the Bills and the Jaguars as I got my actually, this is going to be my my pajamas for tonight. I'm going to sleep with Josh Allen. Pause. So yeah, but that's not the main slate. Obviously, you know, we break down position by position our favorite low owned plays. What, Baker? What?
Well, it's Buffalo and the Jags. So which Josh Allen are you sleeping with?
For those who are watching the YouTube version of this, you can clearly see that this is a Bills jersey. Those of you that have been listening to the DFS Deli for long enough knows that I am a Bills fan. Why in the world would I be rocking a Jags Josh Allen jersey? Why?
Well, first of all, I mean, there's more than one Josh Allen playing tomorrow morning. So, I mean, maybe you could be rocking the Josh Allen from Buffalo, but be sleeping with the Jaguars Josh Allen. I don't fucking know.
Hey, remember that time the Jaguars played the Bills that one year and Josh Allen had more fantasy points than Josh Allen? Remember that? Remember he absolutely eviscerated Josh Allen that day and the Jaguars won like 9-6 or something or whatever crazy score it was?
I remember because I was there.
I remember because I was there. But yes, that's neither here nor there. So I got a little more excited about this slate. Well, not excited. I still hate this slate, but let's cover some injury news real quick. T. Higgins out, Cooper Kupp in, Jahmyr Gibbs out, Jonathan Taylor paid. So does it change a lot? I mean, Jamar Chase is going to be chalky anyway. That just gives you more reason to play Jamar Chase. Monty wasn't as chalky, but now he's going to be chalkier because there's no Jahmyr Gibbs. So yeah, but we'll get position by position, get the breakdown real quick. Oh, real quick. Again, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel and you're listening to this on audio, it's a quick, simple click of a couple buttons. Come on over to the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, and support the Deli both ways, baby. Come on over. It takes no time. And obviously, leave a like on the podcast. Make sure you subscribe to whatever podcasting platforms you are listening on currently. That helps us with the algorithm to reach more of a broader audience. So, and one thing I did promise my girls that I would do, Aaliyah said, hey, next time you upload a YouTube video, can you put us on there? I said, okay, fine. I got you, boo. So those of you who don't know, these are my beautiful daughters. Let's see if you can get her focused. That's Maya. See, say hi. This is why you should come over to the YouTube channel. Say, hey, babe. And then this is the older one, the one that requested to be on film. So there you go. Those are my kids. Now you know a little story about the host of the DFS Deli. All right. So I did the favor. Now we can move on to football-related issues.
Okay? You just totally hit us with the look at my kids.
I did. That Family Guy skit when he kept beating him down with the wallet.
Yeah.
Look at my kids.
Like, I get that you
can't-
sound like a proud papa, but at the same time, like, you ain't got to shove your kids in the camera.
I am a proud papa.
I'm saying, you trying to make them
I am a
YouTube
proud
famous
papa.
before they turn 7.
You know how this goes, man. You know how this goes.
And
You get fame off of like nothing.
Listen, if they're YouTube famous and they're making that all kinds of money, yeah, put them on camera. Yeah.
Agreed.
No.
100% agree. 100%.
Oh my God.
So let's do it, boys. Let's go position by position to see our favorite plays that are low owned, that some of the crowd isn't on, and let's see if we can get our listeners to the top of their leaderboards. So I'll start with you, Bake. Is there anybody that is coming in flying under the radar according to let's go. I'll go 4 for right now because you guys, you like the Sims. There's a couple other sites we use, and let's see if our kind of chalkier players at the position. Quarterback is kind of more spread out, but there are some obvious spots where we're trying to, like you said, fly under the radar. So right now, as of meow, if your list is different than mine, please let me know. I got your top 7-ish here. Anthony Richardson, Kirk Cousins, Joe Burrow, Matt Stafford, Patrick Mahomes, and the Hurt Business over here on FanDuel. Did I miss anybody that is probably going to be in that, let's say, between 8 and 15% range?
You said on FanDuel?
That's on FanDuel.
I could look up.
What is that site? I haven't heard of it.
I could pull up. Hold on, I'll pull up the. I'm gonna pull up the FanDuel.
You're such a hater.
Hey,
DraftKings.
I stick in my lane, you stick in your lane, and we try to do things, respectfully there.
Respect. The only difference I see from my end on DraftKings to FanDuel is that they have Tua up there as well, and there's some love for Daniel Jones and Josh Dobbs over here on DraftKings. So,
I'm not seeing any love for Vanilla Vic. I got no love for Vanilla Vic over here.
Same.
And I have alopecia and Vanilla Vic at the same.
So on ETR, it goes Mahomes, Hurts, Tua, A-Rich, and Kirk Cousins would round out your top 5.
All right, fair. Baker, like I said, I'll start with you. Is there anybody outside of this crowd that you're going to be using tomorrow?
No.
Or no?
No.
Then why are you on the show? Get out. Oh, I'm just going to play the chalk. All right, cool, Bake. Thanks for coming. Chili.
I mean, I told you on Wednesday, I like Vanilla Vic. Like
he would be low owned according to my projections.
Not on draft. Well, like I said, different sites are obviously going to spit out different numbers, but on 4 at least, he's coming in around the same ownership as Anthony Richardson.
I got Daniel Jones at a cool 5%.
Likewise
for ETR.
Well, I got him at 8. So, like I said, I mean, I guess a guy like DJ is going to be depending on tournament size and how the field feels by tomorrow morning. So, I mean, if you think he's going to be lower played, then just give me your explanation on why you want to ride with Vanilla Vic.
Well, now here's the thing. According to my site, I have Vanilla Vic, Josh Dobbs, and Pat Stafford all at the same own percentage. So, of those 3 specifically, I'm most interested in Stat Pafford.
My site as well has them relatively close as well.
So, in a vacuum, you'd rather play Daniel Jones over Patrick Mahomes? Is that what you're saying?
I'd rather play Matt Stafford over Pat Mahomes in a vacuum. Price considered, yeah.
So it's a price thing.
Price considered, I'd rather play Matt Stafford over Pat Mahomes.
Okay. Well, you could fit in Kelsey and Jay Jetta in that lineup.
I can fit in Jetta and Kelsey with Mahomes.
Yeah, but the rest of your lineup is hot trash.
Oh, God, is it ever?
You can fit whoever you want. However, you're making a lot of sacrifices.
I mean, in that lineup, goats to the gods for that.
In that lineup, you're probably handcuffed to play Wandale. Well, maybe not now. Maybe you can get away with Raymond with the news, but
in that lineup, if I remember correctly, just playing around earlier today, I was handcuffed to Michael Wilson. Is that his name out of Arizona?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mike Wilson and Wandale Robinson, and probably I think one other cheap piece of shit.
Fair enough.
Ugh. Okay. All right. Well, Baker's stance hasn't changed from Wednesday, so you're riding with some DJ. I like that. Chill. Anybody that's flying on the radar for you, or are you kind of staying with the crowd on this one?
Um, I mean, like I'll be honest. Like I do play one or two messed up quarterbacks in a lineup because you know what? If it hits, it hits. Uh, so the ones I'm kind of torn between right now. So it's CJ Stroud. I really do like CJ Stroud this week. The the game flow kind of concerns me in that game. But I do like me some CJ Stroud. I mean, Sully mentioned on the Wednesday show. I mean, this dude's just getting 300 yards constantly. Easy stackable options as well. The bring back is pretty easy. So I do like me some CJ Stroud. I still like Jared Goff, even with no Amon Ra. I mean, uh, you could pair him with the wide receivers. If you want to get weird in large field and you want to play Jamison Williams, I think that's fine. Uh, his options are cheap. Um, I mean, at this point, I think you can still put him in a lineup with Montgomery. I don't think that hurts you. I really don't. Um, so see Stroud, Goff, and then because I do like the Miami game, I have to consider Daniel Jones. Um, I get it, man. It's gross. It's gross. I have to consider it. We watched Miami just kind of struggle with Josh Allen, who was a little bit mobile. Um, his options are cheap. They're easy to go to. It makes you different in that game, and sometimes in a popular game like that, you want to get a little different. But those are probably the three I'm considering. I think as of right now, I'm probably leaning towards Stroud.
Yes, as you should. Stroud is probably Stroud came in third as like my favorite low owned guy. Again, 300 yards, just book that. Hopefully this is it's a climate controlled environment, of course, with him being on the road in Atlanta. It's more so, is it going to be more back and forth? I think they, because we all are predicting pretty much a breakout game for Bijan. So it's like, hopefully there's a little more back and forth. Hopefully the tempo can be of higher pace with these guys, and we can get, again, a higher scoring environment than Vegas is saying. Because again, the total's in the 40s. So I mean, it's not one of the lowest totals on the slate. But at the same time, I feel like, again, they don't really establish the run. He's a walking 300-yard bonus, and his stacking options are relatively cheap. Nico Collins' price isn't high enough. Tank Dell's price isn't high enough. And we'll get to our receiver that I'm playing all over the place on. But we'll get to our receivers. But one guy I want to just ask if you have some interest in, and I'll sell the reasons why, and see if you want to buy. Okay? So I'm going to present to you one Lamar Jackson. Here's why. This is a matchup where it already got exploited. Like, Pittsburgh's not good in the secondary. They're actually hot garbage. This Pittsburgh secondary got tore up last week by CJ Stroud. Lamar Jackson just tore up the presumed best defense in the NFL for 4 total touchdowns. He's coming in at less than 5% owned. We obviously know what he can do with his legs. His stacking options are dirt cheap with the exception of Mark Andrews. So you mean to tell me I can get a slate breaker quarterback at less than 5% owned in a nut matchup and no one wants to play him? I'm playing Lamar Jackson. I rarely play Lamar Jackson because his ownership is normally tethered with him being Lamar Jackson. This week, not so much. I don't know if it's the matchup. I don't know if it's this scary low total at 38. But if I can get a low-owned Lamar, I'm going to play a low-owned Lamar. Thoughts?
It makes sense to me. I'm not against it.
I don't hate the idea. I'm just not
Okay.
sure if I'm not sure if I'll get there just because of the game environment, honestly.
I mean, if I'm being honest, as somebody who plays early only, it's probably a really good play.
I mean, you don't even got to bring it back. Like, don't even bring it back. Don't bring it back a Steeler. You don't even have to. I mean, no Pat Fryer move. So, I mean, you can use one of their $2,500 tight ends if you want, which I'm doing because I like to fill the tight end position with either a run back or tethered to my quarterback, and I'm not playing Mark Andrews. So I said, screw it. I'm just going to go ahead and punt off tight end with a run back from, Pittsburgh. But at the same time, like, it's Lamar Jackson. I mean, we've seen this movie with, on several occasions, like with a guy like Josh Allen, right? So what was it last year or the year before where he was going against the Patriots and everybody was scared of the Patriots and it's crazy low total and Josh Allen dropped like 40? This could be a similar situation where Lamar keeps scoring and we're like, why didn't I play Lamar Jackson? It's Lamar Jackson. He's getting used more and more used to Todd Monken's offense. This is a spot where I can see myself in one or two lineups getting to Lamar. So both of y'all say yes.
I do. And plus, Pittsburgh, I think, is the worst in the league right now against number one wide receivers.
Happy Zay Flowers week, boys. For those who celebrate, of course. For those who celebrate. We already mentioned Stroud. I'm in on Stroud. And again, Josh Dobbs' ownership seems to be low enough to the point where he's cheap enough and his stacking options are cheap enough. Like, everybody's going to be playing Hollywood anyway. So in order to get unique in those lineups, might as well just bring along Josh Dobbs with him. And then you can just load up the rest of your team from there. Like, what does he have to do? He's already a top 10 fantasy quarterback this year anyway. And the price doesn't reflect that. So this matchup doesn't scare me whatsoever. So those are my three kind of low-owned guys. I'm going Lamar, I'm going Dobbs, and I'm going Stroud this week. So that's where I'm at. That's where my head game's at. Who would you be willing to fade at this high ownership? Like, let's say there's a guy in that group of guys that we mentioned already, along, Pat Mahomes, the Hurt Business, guys like that. Who are you willing to fade this week that you don't feel like the ownership is kind of matching what the productivity should be? Baker?
I think it's the Hurt Business. And I say that very begrudgingly, honestly. I don't think that there's a clear fade as far as, the higher owned, the elites, the higher priced guys specifically, because they're all in great situations. Tua, Hurts, Cousins, Mahomes, like, these are all great situations. So I don't think any of them really stand out from a perspective of, this guy might struggle type of situation. I think Jalen Hurts, I feel like he's not doing as much with his legs. So if it's coming off from his arm, I'm not sure if his ceiling is what it was last season at this point in time. So for that price and that ownership, I think he'd be the one I would stay away from.
Chili?
Mahomes. And that's only it's only because everything you have to bring with Mahomes, it has to hit. Like it has to hit, because if you're playing Mahomes, you're playing Jay Jetta, and Jay Jetta only is putting you to sleep if he scores like 30 to 35 points, and like he has to score that much.
I mean, yeah, that was the thing. As we move forward, as the pricing kind of adjusts, is that these guys need a lot to put you to bed. Like, Jay Jetta being the highest priced receiver on the slate is justified, but are there similar players? Not similar players to him. There really is no similarities. But are there guys that are like $2,000 to $3,000 cheaper, maybe even $1,000 to that lesser extent, to say, can this guy get me 30? Or can Jay Jetta get like if Jay Jetta goes 100 and a touch, you just shrug your shoulders. That's 21 points on DraftKings. That's not really justifying that price.
Yeah, it's a decent cash game play.
Yeah, it is. It's a great cash game play. That's perfect. But for tournament winning upside, like, as these guys again get more and more and more expensive, it's hard to say I need to play Mahomes with Kelsey because he's automatically tethered to Kelsey. You want to run back in Minnesota. People are naturally going to be doing Jay Jetta. So you get those three. That means your natural build is going to be more cheap guys, like one of the Lions receivers or Wandell. And then you're getting to the same builds as everybody else. So if you flip it on the side of its head, so let's say you do play Mahomes with like Rashee Rice or something like that and leave Kelsey, that makes you different. If you bring back Jordan Addison, that makes you different. But I don't think the field is willing to do that. Again, if Kelsey puts me to sleep, he has to put me to sleep with 130 and 2. If Jay Jetta puts me to sleep, he has to put me to sleep with 150 and 2. If Mahomes puts me to sleep, he's got to get over 350 and 3. But there's other quarterbacks on the slate that can get you 300 yards, CJ Stroud. And it depends on the touchdowns that they bring along with them. So as the highest priced quarterback on the slate, like right in front of Jalen Hurts, like guys like that, I'm with Chili. I would X out Pat Mahomes out of my player pool. Like I haven't played Pat Mahomes in years. It seems. I mean, you got to do so much. To put other lineups to bed, you have to do so much.
The only thing I will maybe give Mahomes, maybe like the Kansas City build is getting a little bit easier. So if you go Mahomes, Pacheco, and Kelsey, that's a little more clear than it was a couple weeks ago, give or take. Like I think everybody's playing Rice. I haven't looked at ownership projection on Rice, but is Rice the go-to move here? I mean, I guess I could look, but
he's the highest owned out of
because he's getting talked up.
Receivers.
He's kind of getting talked up in the industry.
Yeah, the industry is all about some Rashee Rice this week if you're going to bring somebody along Patrick Mahomes. So I think like because of the industry touts, you know, everybody's using optimizers, everybody uses simulators now. So it's like he's going to pop in a lot of them, especially because of that price. But yeah, I don't see a path to 100 yards and a touchdown. I don't see it from Rashee Rice. I just don't see it. This dude spreads it out to everybody. That's what makes Patrick Mahomes like damn near impossible to stack. It's Kelsey and dart throw, and that's it.
Right. And I mean, like, and a lot of people I think were like a couple of weeks ago in the Chicago game where Rice got tackled twice on the 2. They're like, oh, you see, he could have scored. So, I mean, like, realistically, if you want to get different in your Kansas City Chiefs lineup, just play MVS.
The cardio king.
Dude, if there's a week for MVS to get 70 yards and a touch, it's this one.
Ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
I can't do it.
I actually thought about MVS.
Thank you.
I actually thought about him, and then I did a little bit more deep diving. Like he's out there just like he's literally just like Sully said, he's literally just out there just running for no damn reason.
Listen, if there's a team where he's gonna get the bomb, it's this one. It's against the Vikings.
Get some help.
I can't get on board with that. Do we miss anybody at QB before we head over to RB, which is probably the most interesting position at the on the slate this week?
I don't think so.
Moving on over to the running backs.
And we're moving on over to the running backs. All right, so let's define the chalk as we've pretty much alluded to on Wednesday. It hasn't changed too much. Holy David Montgomery. So David Montgomery, Bijan, Isaiah Pacheco to a lesser extent is catching a lot of ownership. We have Mixon, Alvin Kamara, Breece Hall, and Devon Achane, and the Swifty piece, kind of rounding out the top guys over here on DraftKings. Did I miss anybody according to your sites?
Kamara. Did you say Kamara? I apologize.
Yes, he said Kamara.
Bijan, if I didn't mention him, I think I don't think I did. Bijan's up there.
I think you got him. No, that I think you pretty much hit all the dudes there.
Okay. Well, does anyone interest you that's not a part of this group, Bake, or are you doing the chalk thing and saying, I don't want to talk and I'm going to kick it to Chili?
I think the most interesting play at running back for me is Raheem Mostert.
I'm glad you said it because I was going to say it, but you can go ahead and say it. So go ahead and elaborate.
I was gonna say if I was gonna maybe make one pivot from the chalk, it was probably that one.
Well, glad to see that we're all on the same page. That's really
the
weird.
Easiest pivot on the slate, baby. And I hope more people, for our wallet's sake, I hope more people don't do that. But for the listeners here, I hope they do that and take some shots at Raheem. So go ahead and explain your logic in Mr. Mostert.
I mean, a lot of Devin Achane's production came once Buffalo had that game well in hand. First of all, like when it was still a close game, Raheem still saw the majority of the snaps and the majority of the carries. Devin Achane still is not seeing much usage around the goal line. So if they're in close, Devin Achane is probably not going to be on the field, at least as of so far. through the last 2 games where he's kind of popped off, it's still been the most start show when they're down close. So if we're looking for that touchdown upside, I think A-Chain, Arancini, he's gonna have to score from deep. So give me Mostert and just the best leverage play, and one of the better leverage plays on the slate.
Yeah, I think it's one of the better leverage plays on the slate as well. Chill, your thoughts?
No, I agree with everything he said there. It makes sense here to me. The only running back that I think is like super intriguing that nobody's playing, like maybe rightfully so, but like, what's your thoughts on a newly paid Jonathan Taylor?
No, that's a no for me, dog.
And I get it. He is going up against the the funnel, so to speak there. But man, I don't know. Like that one just he could be on a snap count, and I totally get it, but that one just seems really interesting.
I think
Like,
the more
I'm not gonna be surprised if if the first touchdown of tomorrow is like, oh, a 60-yard run from Jonathan Taylor. Like
I'm back. He's gonna hit him with the cam.
I mean, he's paid. He's gonna be running better. Anthony Richardson kind of looks like to be the real deal. So that offense right now has all the pieces to kind of be explosive.
Yeah, I'm a wait and see on JT. And like I said, this matchup is not indicative of production. This is a pass funnel, so no one runs on the Titans. Let's just forget about it. No, not this week for me.
Could he get? Do you think he? What do you think his like receiving floor is? Because he's not a bad back out of the backfield for checkdowns.
I just don't think they're gonna X out Zach Moss out of their script. I mean, like this dude has been productive ever since he's been out and back on the field. So it's like they know they have a back that can create. So it's like you have a 2-headed potential monster. Obviously, JT's the guy they paid. He's going to get the lion's share of the work, but I don't think he gets the lion's share of the work this week. And it's like if he was like 6K, then maybe. But he's still up. He's up with everybody else. So no, I'm gonna go ahead and.
Hey, that's fair. I mean, I toss it out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wait and see.
Yeah, I think fire him up in your yearly teams, but just not here. Not here.
Yeah, fire him up in yearly. Yeah. Yeah, 6,800 against Tennessee, man. I just can't do it. Not week 1. Not the first week back. But yeah, like again, I think we're all on board about the biggest pivot play on the slate being Raheem Mostert. Is there anybody that you would fade in this group of chalk? Because I got one guy that I'm automatically fading, and I don't care. I'll just reap the repercussions. But anybody in this group that you would fade?
Devon A-Chain.
Explain.
When it comes to a potential split backfield for the guy who we're not certain if he's quote unquote the guy to be getting this high of ownership, even though, it's a great matchup, theoretically, I'll pass more times than not. Not to mention I feel like the Giants, like their run defense isn't the greatest, but you're going to beat them through the air. Like
it's
that's
bad.
that's the path of least resistance. I feel when it comes to the Giants,
and their pass rush is really terrible. So like Tua's going to have time to drop back and make these quick reads. It's not going to be like the Buffalo game.
I saw the weirdest stat on the Giants. They pressure at a high rate, but they don't get sacks. It's the dumbest stat I've ever heard in my life.
Because they're not good.
But
that's all you want with trash personnel. I mean, what's the difference?
It's like they create pressure, but they just don't get home, and it's like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah, I'm good on all that, fam. The Giants are gonna get boat race tomorrow, and it's gonna be hilarious.
You talk about the Giants are winning that game.
You turn your head in shame. I want a screenshot of your hard American dollars on a sports book that has you taking the Giants to cover. You don't even got to take the money line. I want to see that 8.5 covered.
To be fair, I have actually not placed a single bet in a sports book, period. So,
All right, fair. Well, yeah. Until then, don't you dare say that you think that Miami has a shot of losing this game. Do we think Saquon goes tomorrow, by the way, speaking of that game?
I don't.
I really haven't heard enough to really comment on it, so I can't really give you much there.
If he goes,
Pass.
let's say he's active, he's good to go. You thinking about throwing some shares at Saquon?
I'd rather throw my Jonathan Taylor, to be honest.
I mean,
That's fair.
If Saquon plays, that's how the Giants' offense is productive.
If he plays, that ownership would be higher than what you think, right?
I just wish he was in the 4:00 window. It would make the decision a lot easier because that would be the easiest late swap of my life.
Fair.
Just jump. What he plays at 1, so I'm good.
Speaking about the late window, and obviously with so much PMR this week, like if you have Raheem Mostert, if you play Raheem Mostert and he goes off, you could just sit back like with all your chalky players at 4:00 and like, yep, I'm good.
Yeah, a lot of the chalk is at 1. I mean, David Montgomery's at 1. Bijan's at 1. You know, Raheem and Daychain's at 1. Like, you know what to do at 4:00 when those guys either hit or miss. If the chalk hits, like if those chalkier pieces, you know, if you're playing on the Achon side, then okay. But, you know, if he busts and then you got some chalkier guys at 4:00, yeah, there's one guy that I would swap onto from another guy that I'm actually fading completely, and that's you can get on James Conner and get the hell off Joe Mixon. It's like Joe Mixon is a dude. Like, he has not been good in ever. Like, well, not ever. Like, he was good a couple of seasons ago, but like, you know, it's whatever. But like, minus his 5 touchdown game last year, he was ass. So it's like, yeah, you know, I get this Arizona matchup. I get it's a plus matchup, but at the same time, like, Jamar Chase is drawing ownership. Burrow's drawing ownership. Mixon's drawing ownership. Like, Arizona's not bad. Like, they're a feisty little team, and I think that I would rather go on the complete opposite side of the field, switch to James Conner, switch to the Cardinals defense, and hope that hits, and all the Cincinnati chalk bust, and I would be a happy camper. So that's the way I'm going. So throw me in the James Conner pool of players that I want to jump on. So that's just my logic. And again, they play at 4, so it's an easier swap for, you know, those Achon lineups, those Montgomery lineups, you know, Bijan to a lesser extent. Well, actually to the same extent because they're all chalky as shit. So do we miss anybody at running back? Maybe somebody you want to comment on? It's a real chalky week at running back. I mean, I get it. There's not a lot of like low owned players that we can go to. So I get it.
And you made fun of me on Wednesday when I said I'm just playing the chalky running back. You're like, oh, what are you become a chalk donkey?
Yeah, I never called you a chalk donkey. I just said the exact same. Like the plays are the plays. They're just the plays. Like David Montgomery doesn't have a backup anymore. I get the ownership. Bijan in a nut spot, I get the ownership. Breece Hall in a revenge spot because this is the game that he tore his ACL last year. So I get it. I'm with it. But there's just not a lot of other places to go. So yeah, you know, like I said, sprinkle in some James Conner, pivot to Mostert. That's about it for me.
Well, all right. So here's an interesting one. The Broncos should sit Javonte Williams. Are you willing to play either of their other running backs?
Jaleel Malaflin.
I am not.
Because I think that would be another that could be another low owned spot and a salary saver on either one of those guys.
It's a swaption because they play late. So yeah, sure. I put him in the swaption pool for sure. Like if my lineups are really failing and I find out Javonte sits, I feel you know what? I think if Javonte sits, do you think a lot of that ownership will go from like let's say Breece to Malaflin?
Dude, nobody swaps. Like listening to quote unquote the pros, the professionals,
no one swaps.
The sharps.
Yeah, you're right.
I was listening to somebody today, and he was like, "Yeah, I just don't. I like that's not part of his thought process in playing DFS."
Dude, as somebody that has resurrected lineups from the absolute brink of death, Late swap is the shit. Like you
This
gotta be
dude-
ready to late swap.
This is a dude in the double spy, the tournament that I took down last year.
Mhm.
Like he came in second last week, and he literally said, like, he's like, yeah, I don't late swap.
Well, those are guys with more disposable income than us, then, because I'm trying to salvage every dollar I got. these pros that are dropping $30K a week, they could afford to lose $30K. Okay, when I lose $50, I'm hurting. I'm like, oh man, it's ramen tonight.
Well, when you look at some of the lineups that I make, it just is what it is.
You ready to slide over to wide receiver then, boys?
Can I slide into your DMs too?
Yeah, if you go to my Instagram account and follow the DFS Deli, which is what you totally should do. You can slide into my DMs, ask me anything you want, send me nudes. I don't care. Actually, don't do that. Don't do that. Only Baker can do that. Just don't do it. All right, boys, let's cover the chalk real quick.
I hate everything about you. Everything.
I know. On DraftKings, and tell me if I miss anybody. Up in the 20-ish% to about 15-ish%. It goes from the bottom up. Nook, Rasheed Rice, Tyler Boyd, Garrett Wilson, Tank Dell, Adam Thielen, the grown man, A.J. Brown, Khalif Raymond, Wandale, Hollywood, Ty Freak, Jay Jetta, and Jamar Chase. Did I miss anybody from your sites that are coming in a little chalky?
You know, the sad thing is I can't sort by ownership, so I have to look at every freaking team.
You can't sort by ownership.
Can't sort by ownership. What kind of pop shot organization they running over there, sir?
I don't know. It's a great question. I have no fucking idea.
Chill, did I miss anybody from that elite group of ownership for tomorrow?
No, I mean, outside of when you go, Chase, Jefferson, Hill, then it's Khalif Raymond, Wandale, Hollywood, A.J. Brown, and Tank Dell. If you want to keep going down that list a little bit further.
I have Garrett Wilson. Did you say Garrett Wilson? I think you said Garrett.
I said Garrett Wilson, yeah.
Yeah, Garrett. So Garrett Wilson, Tyler Boyd, Tank Dell, and D-Hop are pretty much all in the same tier there.
Excellent. So, Chill, anybody outside of that elite group you going to be thinking about using tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned him earlier. I think Zay Flowers is definitely worth a look. I was already thinking about that play earlier. Pittsburgh is really bad. They are the worst right now against number one wide receivers, and I would consider Zay his number one. Pretty confident on that, truthfully. I do. I mean, like, he does have some ownership, but I really do like, if you don't want to play Tank Dell and you want to play Nico, I think Nico Collins is fine. Again, a little bit of a higher ownership type of play there. He's not like chalk, but I think he's worth a look. And then, I mean, it's that time of the night.
Oh no! Is it? Why are you so obsessed with receivers? Like, you just love taking home receivers.
I mean, Bijan was
somebody to receive from him.
I mean, Bijan was the first fat chick of the night.
All right, I'll let you off the hook. I mean, clearly you got a type. Clearly you got a type. I mean, you love some wide receivers.
It's got to be wide receiver or running back. Like, I don't think I can make a fat chick like tight end or QB.
I could, because Lamar was looking kind of juicy earlier, but I don't know. Lamar was looking kind of good.
Are we gonna miss the pun where you can't make a tight end the fat chick? Really?
Yeah. What? My bad. I should have went right there.
Like,
right
really?
there.
We're just gonna skip past that pun.
I mean, it's the sun's getting real low. You're
okay, Hulk.
Okay,
Hulk.
It's you just got done vibing at the club. I assume at this place the parties go long.
What are we in Miami? We in New York?
It's about 4 or 5 a.m.
I was gonna say it depends on the city that this player plays in. How late
There's
bars are open.
The ocean is within view.
We're in Miami.
It's Jalen Waddle, isn't it?
It's Jalen Waddle.
I knew it. I knew it. He's taking home Jalen Waddle. Oh boy.
You're taking home, a nice big fat Latino woman.
What did he say?
I see what you did there, Chill.
It is Jalen Waddle. Again, they're playing the Giants this week. I know Waddle's been the direct, basically the person who's about, like stats have gone down because of the running game. And I mean, like I said, I do like some Tua this week. I mentioned them on the Wednesday show. I think both wide receivers here can feast. So I really do like Waddle. And especially if you don't want to play chalky Tyreek Hill, I think it's a pretty good pivot as well.
I was actually going to go on the other side of that grown man. I think Devonta Smith is not getting enough ownership. He's obviously cheaper than AJ Brown now, but as far as like a primary target, like the only person that's been phased out of this offense completely is Dallas Goedert. So there's going to be AJ Brown weeks. There's going to be Swift weeks. There's going to be Reaper weeks. And I think because of the back-to-back breakout performances that AJ Brown has had, I think Slim Reaper is in a prime position to be, a part of your Jalen Hurts stacks that could be unique enough to get off the field. Because again, people are going to play the Hurt business. Who's your stacking partner? Is it the Hurt business and the backfield with Swift? Is it going to be AJ Brown because of what he did last week? I think Devonta is in prime position to be a nice little pivot for this week. Nice little pivot. So
I mean, I'll ask you guys this questions because that Philadelphia game is popular. Would you play Puka or would you play Cooper Kupp? Because I don't think we should all think that Puka's not going to get phased out of this offense. I don't really see that happening. Now, is he going to get you 20 targets a game? Probably not. But would you play Cooper or would you play Puka?
Baker. What am I missing? What am I missing?
I want you to go first, motherfucker.
Oh, you want me to go first? Oh, D, none of the above. I'm going to play Tutu. I'd rather play Atwell in this position. The lesser owned piece of that passing attack. And again, you talk about people that are probably not going to get phased out of the offense, regardless if Cooper Kupp's on a snap count or not. That just gives Matt Stafford more options. And in order to exploit the middle of this defense, is probably going to be someone either line up outside. Because did they kick Puka to the slot? Did they move Cooper Kupp in the slot? I think if these guys retain a similar snap share, I'm just going to go where the ownership's not, and I would just go ahead and pick up Tutu Atwell in this case. But because of the return of Cooper Kupp, I will say that Puka's ownership went down dramatically, and this could be a spot where it's like, man, he's still pricey, but because Cooper Kupp's back, I'm not playing him, etc. So I think you can get an ownership discount with Puka as well. So I think either Tutu or Puka is where I would go. But Cooper Kupp is Cooper Kupp. I mean, death, taxes, and Cooper Kupp.
Right. I wish
remember that.
If Cooper Kupp was in the 7K range, I'd be locking that dude in.
Everybody would have.
I don't think so, man. I don't. I don't. Even if he was in the 7K, I don't think people would be locking him in. I really don't.
Hey, man, if you scared, go to church. You know how this goes. I ain't waiting and seeing. Nah, fam. I'll wait and see with JT because he's in a bad matchup. Cooper Kupp is in a nut matchup, and he's Cooper freaking Kupp. So
true.
Please, Cooper Kupp, if you would like. So on FanDuel, you have to search him.
Was he a late add to the pool?
No, he's in the pool. So when you go to scroll receivers, he wasn't there, at least on the mobile side of it. But if you hit the search bar, he pops up. I wish I could show you, and not to get a blurry screen, but literally you go to your wide receivers and he's not there. So he's 8,700. So, but as soon as you hit the search thing, his name scoots right in the middle of, I think it's Jamar Chase and someone else. I'm like, what? Ha!
Now, was that a Cooper Kupp take or was that just a cheap plug to get your kids back on the screen?
First of all,
He put his kids back on the screen again. Really?
Look at my kids. Look at my kids. Look at them. Look.
Daddy got you on there twice.
Right.
Thank God I'm not paying attention to the screen that we're all on.
Go ahead, Baker. Thoughts about Chill's question?
Crappy. Oh yeah, the Cooper Cup and Puka. Completely forgot. You and your freaking kids threw me off. I mean, I absolutely love Cooper Cup this week. Like he's going to be a primary piece in my Matt Stafford teams. Are you really showing your kids again? Is that why Chill's get over here giggling?
I'm just waiting to troll you.
I just see her head. Like it's like down here, and then just the next thing you know, it's just.
Are you happy? You could tell by my lighting that I'm back on our main screen and I see the fucking kids. You happy? I see them.
They're my good luck charms. This is their college education that either Tutu Atwell or Puka Nacua or Cooper Cup is paying for tomorrow. So
your kids are going to Tri-C, community college for them. Got it.
Hey, I started at Tri-C, man. Hey, you know what? A scholarship or not a scholarship, a tuition at Tri-C. If I can get a win that's as big as a Tri-C tuition tomorrow, I'm a happy guy. I'm a happy camper. So I'm cool with that.
But as I was saying, Cooper Cup's going to be, well, first of all, on your site, he's way too cheap. If I were you, if I played on your site, he might be a lock for me. Because anytime they're the same price on the two sites, that means FanDuel done fucked up.
Yo, FanDuel prices according to like last performance. Like that's why David Montgomery is 8,500 over here, and he's what, 6?
He's not enough.
6'2".
6'6", I think.
Yeah, so FanDuel don't care. FanDuel's like, nah, fam, you want this, you go pay.
But yeah, Cooper Cup being that cheap on FanDuel, I think he's a fantastic play over there. I think it's a great play in general because I think the entire Rams offense is going to be a wait and see, and I'm in on the Rams offense this week. Matt Stafford, Puka Nacua, Cooper Cup, Tyler Higbee to a lesser extent. I like the Rams overall. So I love Puka. I love Cooper Cup, especially if these ownerships stay under 10%, which they're showing for me right now.
I respect that.
To the Waddle and Devonta part, I hate you both because I love both of those plays.
Hey, that's what I hear.
Because you like big women, Baker. You like big women.
Well, Well, Devonta is a key run back for me in my Matt Stafford teams, and Waddle is going to be a run back for me, and I think the second best leverage play on the slate because you get double leverage off of Tyreek and potentially off of A-Chain with him.
I respect that. Last guy I mentioned for me, honestly, is Chris Olave. Air yards Olave is back. If he could throw downfield just a little bit.
He can't throw. He can't throw.
Just give the man the damn ball. Just give him the ball.
There's a reason that Kamara had 14 targets, 13 catches for 33 yards. He can't throw.
Listen, man, that's why we need your boy back. That's why we need Jameis in our lives. Like his literal first play was like, "Where's Olave?" Yeet. He threw an interception, but you know what? He knew where to go. Olave's out there somewhere. Give him the damn ball. So
I think it was a damn shame. I think it was actually a terrible coaching decision to put Carr out there, considering the fact that he couldn't throw. And until he proves he can throw, I don't want any part of the Saints offense.
I'm just throwing him out there, dog. Just throwing him out there.
And my last two, this is just ways to get different. I know you kind of mentioned Jordan Addison before, Sully. I kind of like that play. Getting weird in that game. And if I'm going to flip a coin and I'm not landing on Rashee Weiss for a Chiefs wide receiver, I'm playing Sky Moore and I don't feel good.
I thought you were going to say MVS.
I thought about MVS early in the season. I thought about him early in the season. I thought about him earlier in the week just because he is out there fucking running cardio like he's about to run a damn marathon every freaking week. But I landed on Sky Moore.
He do be getting his wind sprints in. Yeah,
dude runs 70% of the routes, but still has like a 10% target share. It's fucking ridiculous.
Before we kick it over to tight end, which one of these group of receivers are you willing to fade tomorrow?
That's easy for me. It's Jay Jetta. We kind of went over the reasons why.
Oh, I ain't fading no Jets.
Because you're
I think
biased.
that's also very true. I'll tell you I'm biased as shit.
Flat out. I'm biased. I'm biased as hell.
If there was a fade for me, I've had trouble building and getting to Tyreek so far, so I think that would be a fade for me.
I ain't fading no Tyreek.
Bias. Bias. Mine is pretty simple. It's Nuck. I don't care what his price is. The offense sucks. He's washed. I'm not playing him that. I'm not paying him with that with that ownership. I just can't do it. I refuse. I absolutely refuse.
The crazy thing is, Nuck wasn't even a thought for me. Like I didn't when answering this question, he wasn't even a thought, even though he was a higher owned receiver.
Yeah, that's why like the ownership kind of shocked me. I mean, I get it; his price is crazy low, but like this is just a guy with a crazy low price. It kind of reminds me of another legendary receiver that played in Tennessee that his price kept dropping because his production kept dropping. I can't.
I got
remember.
you. I know who it was. Randy Moss. Got it.
You're right. You're right.
Let's go. Let's ride.
Bingo. Fill out the scorecard, baby. Chill got one.
Oh my God. Something's wrong with you people. Something is so wrong with you people.
And to quote Mike Jones, like a football team, my girl got a tight end. So let's go ahead and slide over there. We know that, Chill's fat chick Jalen Waddle has a tight end, but them thick Latinas, But the overwhelming favorite so far, obviously, is Travis Kelce. Anytime Travis Kelce's on the slate is going to garner some ownership or all of the ownership in that case. And then it's a wasteland after Sam Laporta and Zach Ertz. So any interest in any of these guys outside of those top three that I just said? And are we just doing what we normally do at tight end and just kind of, it's tight end, screw it?
It's tight end, screw it.
So I guess the better question is, do you have interest in Kelce or Laporta or Zach Ertz to a lesser extent?
Yes.
Probably.
I probably won't. I don't know about Kelce. I don't know if I can build around Kelce, but Laporta and Ertz, yeah.
Oh, you could build around Kelce. It's not that hard, I promise. Been doing it all day.
I'm fading Travis Kelce because he's got the Taylor Swift price. So screw FanDuel for doing that. I refuse to put that in my lineup. I absolutely refuse.
By the way, when we got on tonight, Sully, I legitimately thought, I'm like, all right, I'm going to be nice to Sully today. I will make no Taylor Swift references just for you. That my Taylor Swift brethren is not here, so.
Yeah, I mean, Dale's Taylor Swift references are better than his football takes. So, I mean, there's that. So,
damn. Hilarious, but damn.
He's already admitted he doesn't listen to the Saturday show. So I think he did once after the fact, Chill, like after the slate was over. Like it's irrelevant now. Like, and let's just listen to the show for pure entertainment. And I mean, what the fuck's the take's gonna do? So
all right, well, I will make one Taylor reference now. Dale, you can shake that off.
That's a good song. I do like that song.
Hey, you got one Chill knows.
Sully, I'm pretty sure you've even heard the damn song.
Accidentally, I'm probably I'm sure I have. I'm sure
like
I have.
if I played that song for you, you'd be like, okay, I've heard that dumb shit before.
We were too busy getting down to this sick beat.
Even Chill's embarrassed that he said that. He had to put his mother.
At least knew that one.
That's because she says it in such a white way. Like it is extremely white when she says that. Like,
yeah, it's
my stance remains steadfast. Taylor Swift. You know what? Like we said, man, tight end's a wasteland. Just tie them to your quarterbacks. One quarterback I actually didn't mention earlier that I'm forced to play tomorrow, thank you, Anthony, is freaking Zach Wilson. So I have to play Zach Wilson. I have to play Tyler Conklin, and I'm going to do that. Why not? The price is right. It's Denver. They absolutely blow against tight ends. So I'm in. I'm in. A guy like that. And to a lesser extent, if I'm playing CJ Stroud, who I'm playing Dr. Schultz, who has yet to catch a touchdown pass from CJ Stroud, but does have a receiving touchdown on the season. So it's possible. Anything is possible. So those are my guys right there. It doesn't really get too far past or off the reservation.
I mean, I know everybody's opinion here on Kyle Pitts. Is there a reason why Jonnu Smith has some ownership here?
Because
he's cheaper, he's better.
I know everybody's saying that Kyle Pitts is not 100%. I don't know if that's the excuse train rolling out of Atlanta.
He could be 1,000%.
But yeah, I just thought it was funny.
Kyle Pitts needs to be 2,500 for me to consider him,
and he's still too expensive.
He's not wrong. There's just other guys I'd rather play, and tight end sucks. So it's like,
yeah, I'd rather play Washington for Pittsburgh at 2,500.
That's what I'm doing. He would be the run back in my Lamar stacks. Because I'm playing me some Lamar. Anybody else we didn't mention, Bake?
Hawk. I think Hawk's one of the main plays for me.
Yeah, I think the other elite guys, Hawkinson and Andrews, sub 10% on those guys. Like, what are we doing? Like, you play good plays. Like, there's good plays. And there's enough value on the slate. Yeah.
Andrews at 5.5 is criminal.
I agreed.
That's absolutely criminal.
Which makes Lamar and Zay Flowers that much better of a stack.
I mean, Mark Andrews is so cheap to the point where you could run. I would run all three. That's just me, though.
That's what I'm saying. Just, bro, the key I'm telling you, man. Just give me some Lamar, give me some Flowers, give me some Andrews. Don't even run back a Pittsburgh Steeler. Call it a day.
Play the chalk and just print money.
Yep, just play the chalk around it. Just these guys, you, come with me. Like I said, he got 4 touchdowns on a perceived elite defense on the road already against a division rival. He gets significantly less than that on Sunday.
I mean, that elite defense also has been playing a bunch of scrubs at quarterback.
Well,
depending on how you want to look at Joe Burrow. And
they play a scrub at quarterback every freaking day in practice.
Don't hate on Dorial Green Beckham like that.
He's who?
Or whatever.
Dorial Green Beckham?
He was a wide receiver who used to play for the Titans.
DTR?
Yeah, he was. That's right.
Yeah, Dorial Green Beckham was a wide receiver for the Titans.
Why not DTR?
There you go.
Yeah, as long as you remember the initials, you all right. Defense, let's kick it. Titans, fade. Play.
Fade.
To 2,400.
Nope.
Not for you, dog. Not for you.
I was reminded.
It's a fade for me.
If
it fits, it fits. I guess is how I'll just put that.
Yeah, like if you got weird at another spot, you're like, I can eat the chalk. Why not? I mean, it's cheap.
So I was reminded last week why I don't play chalky defenses.
Why? Because the Cowboys dropped like 50 points?
No, because I played the Browns and it was just a bad play.
I mean, the week before, if you would have played the chalky Buffalo Bills defense, you would have got 30.
Were they that chalky?
They couldn't have been that chalky. No way.
I thought they were the chalkiest defense on the slate that week.
No.
I didn't think so.
Sure?
Yeah.
They were chalky because that was mentioned in a lot. Like, they were chalky.
We'd have to go back and check the tapes. But
yeah, I'm pretty sure they were chalky.
Can I just can I interest you in the Cardinals defense?
I like the Cardinals defense.
Just get around all the Cincy chalk and just play the Cardinals defense, like the anti-leverage. It is leverage. Excuse me.
Oh,
leverage
wow.
is Mixon. Leverage is Chase.
Were they chalk?
The first tournament that I clicked for that weekend, 16%.
Hey,
No wonder I was fucking buried that week.
They did bury you. They buried a lot of us.
Yeah, they scored what, 30 something?
32.
Right? Yeah, 32. Yeah.
Yeah, 32 from a defense is crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. But yeah, just off the reservation for me, it's the Cardinals. That's where I'm going. So, where you guys going at defense? Low owned?
Low owned.
Give me the Patriots and give me the Lions.
I got Patriots as third highest owned. I mean, it's not as high as the Titans.
And that's all I'm looking for them to not be.
I kind of like Sully's defense from Wednesday. He did mention the Dolphins, I do believe, on Wednesday. I feel like he did.
Indeed, I did, because look who they're playing. Bruh, let's go. That's hilarious. Oh, he's got to check X for Mr. Heart Tits' chopper, even though he hasn't hit one time this year. But I still play players that he likes because I am infatuated with Ian Hartitz.
And who is his shopper?
James Conner.
Thank God I wasn't playing him.
Play James Conner. Play the Cardinals defense. Screw all the ownership from that other team with old Broken Joe. Call it a day, man. Watch. Just watch. Don't believe me? Just watch.
I don't believe you.
Just watch. Any other defenses that we didn't hit before we get into bold predictions for the slate ahead?
Saints. I do like probably the Saints defense.
Mac Jones is kind of ass.
He does like throwing pick sixes.
He does. It's a good point. It's a good call.
Saints got a good D.
Yeah, they do. Anybody else? I mean, Baker Mayfield didn't think they had a good defense, but that's Baker Mayfield. You know what I'm saying?
Now this is a legit. You guys made fun of me last week when it came to getting up to defenses. If you can get up to the Ravens defense, Lord help you if you can.
That's a little pricey. But you know what? It's worth it.
It's worth it if you can get there. If you can get there.
Right. Like I mentioned before, don't forget to hit that subscribe button on the way out. Puts us in your pocket every time that we upload a new episode to the DFS Deli. We will be here 2 times a week. Main slate, breakdown, core plays, and the Contrarian shows on Saturday nights. Getting into your Sunday morning, starting your week off right. Guys, what is something bold for this week? What you got for me? And Chill, you can stick with the fat chick, or you can get off the reservation. What is bold? What's going to happen later on today on the main slate?
I mean, I kind of still want to stick with my bold take from Wednesday, which is Bijan has the double bonus.
He's all in on Bijan.
He's all in. Hey, I'm all in. I think Bijan's in every one of my lineups right now, so I'm in.
I mean, if you want to go bold just for the contrarian side of things, let's go that Waddle outscores Hill.
I like it. What was Dale's terrible one?
I don't remember.
What's his name? Some tight end doubling up Kyle Pitts. Goddard.
Oh yeah,
right. You're right.
That's when we were like, 8-4.
Going out on a limb there.
He's in an exclusive call-up call to everybody.
What you got, Bake?
All right. So this came to me while I was at the gym being legendary.
Oh, nice.
And trust me, when I get out of the seat, I'm going to feel it. So, what was it, 2-3 years ago, when the Chiefs played the Bucks, I made a bold call, and I would have gotten there if the game would have stayed close. We're going back to that.
Oh, no.
Pat Mahomes is putting you to sleep. 505. 500 I
mean, your
tomorrow.
team is ass. So, I mean, I guess I could see that kind of happening.
If that game stays close, Pat Mahomes is breaking this bitch.
Okay. Hey, make it bold. Make it bold. That was a hell of a week. I was like, oh my God, this mother almost got it.
I mean, they only won that game by 7.
Right. Like, it was, he put up all those numbers. They barely won.
That's because a bunch of garbage time BS.
No, man. The Bucks were still playing.
Yeah, Bucks were slinging them things, baby.
Man, Tyreek Hill broke the slate in the first freaking quarter.
What was it, like 187-3?
Yes.
Yeah, but you still needed Mike Evans.
Yeah, because Mike Evans just like, fourth quarter when this game's like out of reach.
That freaking game. Oh my God. I don't even want to talk about that. That was crazy.
Now, if you want me to double down or triple down on this bold take, I'll do that for you too.
We're here. We're recording. Do it.
Out of those 5 touchdowns, 3 of those go to Travis Kelce. My triple down, Justin Jefferson, he scores 3 of those things too.
How many wind sprints is MVS going to run while everybody else is scoring touchdowns is what I really want to know. I want to know the cardio stats. I want to know what his Apple Watch says that he ran out there. I want to know.
How many steps did you get in today?
Yeah, on the score, and I want to know how many steps MVS got that game. I want to know because it definitely won't be any catches, any touchdowns or anything. So I want to know. That cardio routine for our boy MVS.
I hate everything about you.
The only bowl, I mean, a couple, and they're kind of correlated. Lamar will be one of your top scoring quarterbacks, so either 1, 2, or 3. And Zay Flowers will be, of course, splashing the box for the first time in his NFL career. I think he'll get you the bonus. I think he'll get you 100 yards. And hey, I'm sticking with it. Cardinals will be a top 3 defense tomorrow. Scoring. So I'll get there's threefold right there. God, I gotta play some more James Conner. That's what I gotta massage these lineups. I need some more James Conner in my life.
Or you just need to like actually play Pat Mahomes tomorrow. Like, so
I'm not doing that.
Your rule is literally who's playing Minnesota, play that quarterback.
I know. That was like the first thing I texted Chili earlier in the week, right? I was like, man, he fits my literal rules about my quarterback pool. It's who plays the Vikings, and then I just kind of matriculate down the line, and if Pat Mahomes didn't fall into that bucket. So,
dude, I was watching the games with Studer last week, and as I'm sitting dead in the water. I'm starting looking at the following week because I'm dead already. And I just looked at him. I'm like, oh my God. He's like, what? I'm like, who plays Minnesota? Oh boy.
Hey, full transparency. I have 0 players in that game.
I feel so
full
bad
transparency. Transparency.
I feel so bad for you.
Listen, all of the high price guys need to go for 30. You're only going to be put to sleep realistically, in my opinion, by Pacheco.
Or Baker's predictions.
Or Baker's predictions.
Sully, here's what I'm understanding right now. You're going to win all the money if that game doesn't go absolutely nuclear.
Yeah.
I win all the money if that game goes absolutely nuclear.
Either way, it's a W for the Deli.
Or now hear me out. You could play early. You could play early only, and that game's not on the slate. Neither is the Rams game. Neither is the Bengals game.
So every game that I'm targeting, Chill, you're trying to get rid of everything that I'm playing right now?
Bro, you wouldn't know how to build a lineup. You're like, who are these guys? I mean, Sully did say Lamar, so I guess I'll start there. Who are these? Oh, Bijan plays. Okay, so I can do that.
Like, all right, what else do I do?
You think David Montgomery's ownership is high on the main slate?
60% on that shit?
I'm willing to, honestly, as somebody who does play a lot of early only, I wouldn't be surprised if his ownership in contests, I think it's going to hover anywhere from 35 to 40%.
Let's see. What is he projected at for early only? So he projected for 30%.
See, that's chalk I'm willing to eat. I'm cool with that because you won't die if he bust.
Correct.
You
the
die
whole
if you
damn
don't.
field got it. So it's like, whatever.
Bijan's only projected for 42% early only.
You said 42.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you play Kyle Pitts. That's the
Or some-
leverage. That's the leverage in early only.
Janu.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get out of here. We wish you all the best of luck in your contest tomorrow. And we're going to go ahead and close up the shop. And as always, we'll see you all at the top, depending on how that Chiefs game goes.